Eating. It's a part of the energy pathway that is shared by all living organisms. But not all animals can simply chow down on anything they want to. Most of us have seen ants swarming over food, maybe even swarming over prey items. It seems that few prey creatures stand a chance against the hordes of ants that pin them down, sting them, or spray them with irritating and damaging formic acid. But these are examples of a fully established colony's feeding behaviors. A young colony, with only a few workers, can't play the numbers game in the same way. These small microcolonies still need protein to feed their growing larvae, or else they will never have enough sisters to dominate the undergrowth. In this video, we are going to take a look into just that. How will my Camponotus novaburracensis colony, the Carpenters, with only two small minor workers called nanitics, the queen's first daughters, take on a cricket that is still kicking? Let's watch to find out. First, let me clarify. At such a young age, it is unlikely that this colony would be hunting yet, so the cricket they received was freshly pre-killed. For well over an hour after the cricket was dispatched, its body was still kicking and responding via reflexive actions, or in other terms, movements that don't require its brain. A little over 30 minutes after the cricket was dispatched, the ant suddenly decided it was dead enough to bring into the queen's chamber for processing. I was profoundly curious as to how the ants would proceed. So this is how they process larger, more solid prey items. The queen, who has a large head with larger mandibles, those pincer-like appendages in front of their mouths, and huge mandibular muscles to power them, goes to work. So the plan is to let the queen do the brute work. This is very interesting, because the queen's energy is precious to the colony for egg laying and brood tending at this stage. You see, the nanitics are some of the smallest workers that the colony will produce, and they have comparatively narrow heads with small mandibles. Even though this cricket was young and soft, the exoskeleton is difficult to shred and tear into smaller parts. The ants still needed to break it into smaller pieces because the adult ants lack the chewing mouthparts to eat solid food. Instead, adult ants use specialized mouthparts that lap up liquids and even have little mouth fingers, called palps, that they can use to hold and manipulate objects, be they prey, dirt, brood, or whatever else the ant wants to interact with. In a way, ants use these kind of like we use our arms and hands. They feed these solids to their larvae, ensuring as little as possible goes to waste. These larvae have simpler mouthparts, well designed for crunching and chewing the tough exoskeleton, so long as it is in small enough chunks for them to manage. Later, the colony will produce larger and stronger minor workers than the nanitics that are present right now. And even later than that, they will produce majors, which are huge ants with heads packed with muscle to do the brute force work, like shredding prey, or in the case of many Camponotus ants, boring into dead wood. And some species will bore into extremely tough living wood too. Talk about bite strength. For now, the queen will handle the chore of munching, mincing, and tearing at the cricket, while the workers either help her, tend to the brood, or make runs to their sugar water reservoir to keep everyone stocked up with plenty of energy. What truly fascinating marvels of biology these little ants are.